Alrighty, today we will be starting the topic heat shock proteins or HSPs of the subject veterinary general pathology. So heat shock proteins, let us start these. So what is the meaning of this term heat shock protein? Actually these heat shock proteins, let me write the first point here. HSPs is actually a misnomer. It is actually a misnomer. What is the meaning of this term misnomer? It is actually a wrong term. Heat shock proteins are not only produced during the thermal stress or heat stress. It is produced in all kind of stress. That is, it is produced pathologically as well as it is produced physiologically. Both ways it is produced. So heat shock proteins, they are produced in both conditions. Physiological, that is normal condition, and pathological, that is in stress or disease condition. Okay. So now, how were they discovered? Heat shock protein, how were they discovered? So these HSPs were discovered in fruit fly larvae when their temperature was increased by 4 to 5 degrees Celsius. Okay, easy. I know my writing is horrible. So it is that. Now let us talk about a protein. What are the functions of HSP? So before knowing the functions of HSP, we should know what is the function of protein. How are protein formed? In what ways are the protein produced? So let us learn those topics. Okay. So newly formed proteins are in two forms. Newly formed proteins are in two forms. So two forms are alpha helix and beta pleated sheets. Alpha helix and beta pleated sheets. Okay. So now, what do we need to learn or remember that? What do we need to understand here is that the normal protein folding is very important for the normal functioning and transport of protein across cell organelles and intracellular or extracellular transport. Okay. So the normal protein folding is very important for the normal functioning and transport across cell organelles. Okay. So the normal protein folding is very important for the normal functioning and transport of proteins. Easy? So let's move ahead. So, but what happens? So now, what happens if how will it be determined that a protein is performing the right function? So it will be determined that a protein is performing the right function, or it will perform the right function in the future by the folding of protein, by the manner in which the protein is folding. Okay. So if a protein is folding normally, then it will be able to perform all its function and can get easily transported intracellularly and extracellularly. But if it gets folded abnormally, then what will happen? Then it will not be able to perform its function and will not be able to get transported. So that from here HSPs come into play. HSPs are also called chaperones. So let me write here the point. HSPs are also called molecular chaperones. Okay, they function like chaperones. So that is, they look after protein. That is, they look after the proteins. Easy? Okay. So this is the function of HSPs. So what will happen? Let me draw a flowchart here. So suppose that there is a protein and it has abnormally folded. it has been abnormally folded. So what will happen? So this protein which is abnormally folded, it will come in contact with HSPs and it will be refolded and normally folded. Normal mature protein. Okay, so these are the function of HSPs. Okay, so this was a general introduction to HSP. Now we'll look at the method by which HSPs are produced and types of HSPs. So methods methods by which HSPs are produced. Okay, so what are the methods? There are two methods. First is constitutive method, or it is also called physical genetic makeup of the cell, or physical makeup of the cell, sorry, not genetic. Constitutive method. And second is under stress conditions. Okay, so these are the two methods by which HSPs are produced. So let us look at the first, that is constitutive method. Constitutive method. Okay, constitutive method. So if we talk about the constitutive method, then it means that this is the normal or physiological production of HSP. So physiological production of HSPs. Okay, now the HSP which are produced physiologically are, examples of HSP which are produced physiologically are HSP 60 and HSP 90. Okay, so these are HSP which are produced normally. So what is the meaning of these terms, this number here, sorry? So number here represents the molecular weight. So they represent the molecular weight. Okay. Now the HSPs are produced under stress conditions. So under stress conditions, okay. So under stress condition, if you talk about under stress condition, so the main, these are produced under any kind of stress. So HSPs are produced under any kind of stress. So produced in any type of stress, not only heat stress or thermal stress, any type of stress. In any type of stress they are produced. So this point is very important. Okay. An example of HSPs produced under stress condition are HSP 70. Okay, HSP 70, again it represents the molecular weight. So represents the molecular weight of HSP molecule. Okay, so this is it. So now let us talk about an additional molecule of HSP molecule, which is called ubiquitin HSP molecule. So let us talk about it. Ubiquitin HSP molecule. Let us talk about this. So what is ubiquitin HSP molecule? See, suppose a protein has been folded abnormally and it has been irreversibly folded. So the protein has been damaged to such an extent by abnormal folding that it cannot be reversed back by HSPs. So what will happen? That irreversibly abnormally folded protein molecule will bind to ubiquitin HSP molecule. Okay, will bind to ubiquitin HSP molecule, and then what it will do? This as soon as the protein will bind, that abnormally folded protein will bind to ubiquitin HSP molecule, then that abnormally folded protein will become the targets for intracellular digestion. Okay, so let me write it here. So let me make a flowchart. So suppose that this is a protein, newly formed protein. It has been reversibly abnormally folded. So it will bind with HSPs and it will be refolded to become normal protein. But if the protein has been irreversibly folded, abnormally folded, then what will happen? It will combine with ubiquitin HSP molecule plus abnormally folded protein. Okay, so after this, this abnormal folded protein will become the target for intracellular digestion. So now let us talk about this intracellular digestion a little bit. So there are some structures which are called proteasomes or proteasomes. In the book GL Vega it is written proteasomes. So if we talk about these proteasomes, what are these? These actually perform the process of digestion. So these are the non-lysosomal clusters. Okay, sorry, I wrote something wrong. These are the clusters of non-lysosomal proteases. Okay, so these are the clusters of non-lysosomal proteases. Okay, easy. Okay, so let us try to understand this. See, protease is an enzyme which can digest protein, and what we are talking about protein, abnormal folded protein. Okay, so that is, so but proteasome, these proteases does not belong to lysosomes. So these belongs to some bodies which are called proteasomes. Okay, so this is all about HSPs. Thanks.